Ah, humbug! Christmas is too expensive. I can't afford a tree to give gifts to everyone on my list. I'm just going to RSVP no to all of these Facebook invites so that I don't have to get gifts for all those people or find new outfits to wear to those things.
Oh, but mister, you sure can. Winter holidays don't have to blow your budget.
Whatever do you mean, young fellow?
Well, just follow along for a few tips and tricks for a more merry holiday season. Tip 1. Practice the word no. The holidays are chock full of ways to part with your money. There's decorations, gifts, cards, travel, charitable donations, big meals, office gift exchanges, fancy outfits, gold-plated eggnog bottles, and so on. It all adds up, man. Take a breath, write down what's really important to you when it comes to gifts, events, and donation, and then figure out how much you can spend from there. It's okay to say no to things that you can't go to or afford, even if the whole extended family is really pressuring you to go on that trip to Miami with them. Tip number 2. Go easy on decorations. Festive lights and inflatable Santas are cool, but it really doesn't take an entire catalog's worth of shiny things to make your home feel festive. Thrift stores and dollar stores are actually great places to find really cool holiday decor on the cheap. It's super easy to find Christmas lights at thrift stores, though be warned, they might be super tangled. Maybe you're the kind of person who enjoys that. And you can always get crafty and make things like popcorn garlands or recycled paper trees. Tip 3. Be strategic with gifts. Remember the O. Henry story, The Gift of the Magi? Well, spoiler alert here, but in the story, a woman sells her hair to buy her husband a watch chain, and he sells his watch to buy her a fancy comb. So on Christmas Day, they've both blown their budgets on things that the other person can't use. Awkward, right? Well, the lesson is about love transcending materialism or whatever, but at its most literal, surprises do not always make for the best gifts. When considering what to buy someone, take the time to ask around and find out what they really want or need, and then, if it's in your budget, get them that. Even if you know somebody really well, that doesn't mean you always know exactly what they need, and even if you really want to surprise them, you could end up spending all your hard-earned hair buying them a watch chain when they don't even have a watch. It's really exciting to give a great present to someone you love, but your loved ones also don't want you to go broke, and hopefully they have a few things in mind that are reasonable for your budget. Tip number 4, don't spend too much on yourself. Let's be real. It's all too tempting to buy presents for yourself while you're out shopping for everyone else. Oh look, all these signs say that everything is on sale. Buying things for yourself totally happens, but it's also one of the easiest ways to bust your budget around the holidays. All that stuff will still be around next month, and many stores offer serious markdowns after the holidays to clear out the merchandise. Also, maybe somebody's gonna buy you that thing that you just bought for yourself. So maybe put that Red Ryder Carbine Action 200-shot Ranger model air rifle in your Amazon wish list. Who knows? Maybe it'll show up under the tree first. Tip number 5, comparison shop. Don't take your shopping list to the mall and start making purchases without checking for deals first. Ordering online too late in December can cut it real close, and by the way, maybe we should upload this video a little earlier in the season next year, because it's probably too late for any of that by now. But you never know what might be on eBay or Craigslist. It's also worth remembering that most online shopping results are sorted according to which companies bought advertising space, so you might need to dig through the Google search a little bit to really find the deal you want. Tip number 6, make gifts if you want. Handmade gifts are a classic option for people on a budget, and spending time making something is a wonderful way to show your thoughtfulness. If you got the skills to knit or sew or bake or make candles or forge tools to fight the zombie apocalypse, you probably already know what your best option might be for gifting. If you're not crafty and looking for something easy, the internet is full of DIY suggestions. You could also look around to see if any nonprofit art centers, schools, or museums near you are hosting any holiday crafting events. Many art institutions offer programs where you can pay a few bucks and have access to professional supplies and classes for making cards, artwork, or pottery, but we have some caveats. Tip number 7, you don't have to make gifts. Pinterest is full of holiday DIYs that seem fun and easy, but we are here to tell you to be careful. If your primary goal is to be efficient with your spending, making things by hand is not always cheap or easy. Also remember, if you have to send them to somebody in the mail, you may end up paying the US Postal Service a great deal of money to get it to Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Is a story from my literal day that I just had. If you have any experience with a handmade craft, you probably know this already, but it bears repeating. Knitting, for example, takes a lot of time and high quality yarn that is actually quite expensive. And it can be sometimes somewhat difficult to knit something that the wearer will actually like. Really do the math on how much time and money it's gonna cost to give someone a handmade gift. And hey, if you want to keep your spending local, find the local artisans and crafters in your area who are already good at making things and have maybe figured out ways to do it more cost efficiently. Tip number 8, remember that kids will be okay. If you're responsible for kids this year, or if you have a few on your shopping list, you might feel pressured to spend a lot of money to make their holidays the most perfect, magical experiences of their young lives. But really, most kids don't know or care if you spent the most money on them. They might be a little bit bummed if they don't get the big ticket item they asked Santa for, but that doesn't mean their holiday will be ruined. Kids will remember if they spent the holidays relaxing and being happy with their loved ones, which brings me to my next point. Tip number 9, make sure the holidays are about having fun together. Even if you can't spend hours and hours opening presents, you can still make holidays fun by spending quality time together with your loved ones. Try to find games that get everybody out of the house and play together, or at least try moving around a little bit. It's easy to find sporting goods like hockey sticks or basketballs on the cheap at thrift stores, and it gives everyone something fun to do outside. It might sound cheesy, but it really does make for a more memorable holiday if you just organize like the Jones Family Horse Competition every year. And now that I've said that out loud, I feel like you're wondering, are you like saying, no, like horse, the basketball game? A horse competition sounds actually quite expensive. If the weather's really terrible, try playing a board game or cards inside. Maybe develop some traditions, some sing-alongs, do some karaoke, maybe listen to your favorite radio drama. That's probably what I'll end up doing. What are your tips for saving money around the holidays? Leave us ideas in the comments. And if you want to gift yourself some recurring knowledge of how to be an adult, you can go subscribe to us at youtube.com/learnhowtoadult. My ledger. Scribbling in my ledger. Oh, but mister, you sure can. Oh, but mister, you sure can. Here are a few tips and tricks for oh, but mister, you sure can. Fancy what? Outfits. Yeah, fancy outfits. It's okay to say, suddenly, shirt feels small. Did I get bigger? Maybe. But I don't think my arms got longer. That doesn't happen, right?
You washed it recently?
No. I have not taken it home in like 2 years. Shane, and he sells his watch to buy her husband a fancy what? Almost got there. But it really does, Amazon. Okay, well, that happened. Sometimes you could spend all your hard-earned hair